All right, welcome to Poochie's Place. Come on in, grab a drink, have a seat, chill out, and relax with me, your girl Dawn Monique,
And me, your co-host Mo.
today. We have some special guests in the building. We have Councilman Clifford Ross and Councilman Weldon Montague the third. They are councilmen in the City of Orange Township, and they are also community activists and the founders of People Over Politics.
Yes, we are.
Welcome, guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome. So I wanted you guys to come here today because I wanted to talk about, again, not necessarily politics, but your role as politicians, as councilmen for the city. Because in today's climate, with all these things going on, everybody's afraid of all the changes that are being made and all these executive orders being signed. And people don't realize that one man cannot make these decisions alone. Right? And
That's
you
correct.
guys are part of the decision making.
Right. Checks and
Absolutely.
balances. Yes.
So could you please, first of all, I need you guys to introduce yourself because not only are you, Clifford Ross, a council person, a politician, you also sit on the board of commissioners for the Orange Housing Authority, which creates low-income housing in the city of Orange. And you've been on that board for as long as I have been associated with the Orange Housing Authority.
Yeah.
And I've been associated with them for over 20 years.
Wow. And you've been doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, I would like to introduce myself. I am Councilman Clifford Ross from this great city of Orange. Okay, I was born and raised in East Orange, so I have some red blood in this arm and orange blood in this arm, and I still love the city of East Orange. But I am a councilman, but let me just tell you how I got into politics first of all. Okay, I never wanted to be a politician, and I'll talk about that a little later. I still don't consider myself a politician, but I am in politics. Okay, I graduated from college, Boston College, and I wanted to be CEO, a big executive with a big desk with my feet up on the desk, but it didn't happen. And even before that, going to college, I thought I wanted to be a NBA basketball player, like every young kid wants to be, but, it didn't work out. Anyway, after I graduated from college, I came back home and I moved to Orange in 1984. And I met, the mayor, which was Mims Hackett at the time. He was a good friend, one of my best friends. And, I was help campaigning with them one day. And I said, oh, this is nice. I saw what he did, the great Mims Hackett. He walked around, he's talking to people. Everybody knew him. Everybody liked him. And, it was just giving back to the community what he was doing. I said, I kind of like this. So sooner or later, he contacted me and asked me, would I like to be a commissioner on the Housing Authority board?
Okay.
And I said, sure, why not? And I got on the Housing Authority board, and one of the best boards, one of the best outlets in the community of the city of Orange, that I could be associated with, because the Housing Authority in the city of Orange provides safe, clean, and affordable housing to residents in the city, and it's a great thing. And as you know, and you've been a big part of it, Housing Authority our Housing Authority in the city of Orange is probably one of the best housing authorities in the state of New Jersey. Okay. But besides that, I was affiliated, I was asked to be on the ABC board, the Alcohol Beverage Commission board in the city of Orange, which controls, the bars and restaurants that sell liquor in the city of Orange. I'm also affiliated and a member of the board of the Essex County Improvement Authority. I was asked by the county to be on that board. So I got my feet wet slowly. And I like it, okay? And like I said earlier, I don't consider myself a politician. I just consider myself a person that likes to help the community, okay? Likes to be involved in the community. And, my reward to that, and it's not, money or anything, it's when people say thank you, and they call you, thank you for helping me, and thank you for this, and thank you for that. That's what I get out of this, and that makes me feel great. because sometimes you do things, it's a thankless job and people don't say anything and you're just doing it, spinning your wheel, spinning your wheel, spinning your wheel. But anyway, councilman. I became councilman. I was asked to run for councilman with the great mayor, Dwayne Warren, to the city of Orange in 2020. And I won that election. And it's been going for a while now. I had a second election, and I won that with my council colleague right here, Montague. And being a councilman in the city of Orange is challenging. Okay, it's not exactly what I expected it to be, but I'm loving it. I like it, but it's a tough job. Okay, because being a councilman in the city of Orange, and let me explain first what a councilman is before I go too far into that. Um, there's two branches in the city of Orange, in any municipality. Okay, it's the legislative branch and it's the administrative branch. The mayor has his administration. That's the administrative branch. They do the firing, they do the hiring, they run the city, the day-to-day operations of the city. Council people, we're the legislative branch of it. It's like checks and balances. We make the laws for the city. Okay, things that we want to see change in the city, we change it and we make the laws for the city on how we want this to run and how we want that to run. And we look after all the things there's a lot of ordinances, and let me tell you what an ordinance is. An ordinance is the law of the city. It's the book of the city, it's like the Bible. Okay. You can't park at this time. You can't do this at this time. That's what an ordinance is. We make the ordinances, it gets approved by the whole council, and that's the law of the land. Okay. Stop me at any time if you have any questions or anything, and I'll be glad to answer. You can jump in at any time you want to.
We're gonna let Montague introduce himself.
Yes.
Then I got a question, but we're gonna go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna do this. So, as my council colleague eloquently said, what we do as a council person, let me introduce myself. My name is Weldon Montague III, resident of Orange, New Jersey. I am a product of the Orange school system, kindergarten through graduating from high school. Graduated from high school, I went to Morgan State University. Graduated from Morgan State University, I ended up coming back. I always had a passion for people. So I started working for New Jersey Department of Labor. Let me just say this. I owe everything to New Jersey Department of Labor. I've been with them for 27 years. They put me in a space where I was able to help my community with jobs, training, people with disabilities, able to refer. Matter of fact, you could actually ask me any question. I know how to help them. This is what I do. I'm a resource person. So I was doing that for 27 years. But in 2020, I decided to throw my hat in. Everybody was asking me, why don't you run? You would be perfect to run. And I ran. The same election when Clifford ran. We were on separate teams. But guess what? We was on separate teams, but we talked every day, every single day. See, when you run for councilman at large, it's not who comes in first, it's who comes in first, second, or third. So my team, everyone lost except me in 2020. So I became councilman at large, went in there, how do they say, 10 toes down, ready to make changes. And I found out you can't really do everything you want. You have to be diplomatic. So, like Ross explained about legislation, our job is to legislate, appropriate funds, investigate issues, balance or not balance the budget, or approve or not approve the budget, and and we have to make the laws that people in Orange have to live at, So one of my main things before in 2019, I started a nonprofit because I figured I'm not really a politician. I'm a people person. So I came up with people over politics. The people put me in this position. So what we have to fight for is, what do the people want? We have to be an advocate for the underserved. We have to do all of these things. That's what the mission statement is for People Over Politics. We try to help the youth, the seniors, anybody that has challenges. Okay? The youth, we do a lot for the community. And that's how I live my life. This is my entire life, 27 years. I've only been a councilman for 6 years. Not 6 years, 5 years. We won 2 elections, one in 2020, one in 2024.
And can I just say something?
Yeah.
Let me interrupt you for one minute. In 2020, he said earlier that we both ran for council. He was on one side, I was on the other.
I didn't know that. I just
Yes.
found that out because you
Yes.
guys are like,
We was like that before
Yeah.
that.
And what he said, we talk to each other every day. Even though I wanted the job, he wanted the job, and councilman at large, there's 3 positions open, okay? And on my ticket, there was 3 people running for that position. And your ticket, you hope everybody wins. He had 3 people on his ticket and his mayor who he wanted to be mayor at that time. But me and him been friends prior to that.
Yes.
Okay, and me and him think so much alike in our ideas and our opinions on how the city should run and what we should do for the community and how to get it done. We agree on everything.
Everything.
On everything. Sometimes I have to stop because I'm thinking of something and I don't get it out because sometimes I'm a little older now, and sometimes my thought process is a little slow. He spits it right out. Like, wow.
Yes.
You thinking the same way I'm thinking. And that's how we've been all along.
that's how I see you guys all
Yes.
the time. I see
We
you guys
advocate for the
together,
same things.
advocating, helping. You guys are at our building a lot, advocating for the seniors, participating in our events.
Yes.
We can't do anything without you guys coming. You
And see-
show up all the time.
And think about this situation. When there's a council meeting,
Mm.
nothing can pass unless you got 4 votes. We automatically have 2 votes. So,
That's true.
2 people are going to follow us. I'm not going to say we control it, but
yeah.
we have 2 votes that we vote the same.
Mhm.
Anything that's major, we're voting the same.
Do you guys have powwows a lot? I'm sure you do. Talk about
Well-
what's going on, what's coming,
We
what
talk
the
every
vote
day.
is,
We talk every
the
day.
pros and cons,
Yes.
why it's beneficial, why it's not.
You
Because
know,
I know Ross does that a
Yes.
lot. Ross will ask
and
50 questions until he is sure he got the answer that's satisfying to him. If not, we come back tomorrow and ask some more questions because I'm not ready to answer.
Right?
I'm not ready to vote. And I like that, though. I like that about you, Ross.
Yeah, well, thank you, Dawn.
You're
But
welcome.
but it's not about me fuss and argue and disagree all the time. It's about what the community want and what's best for the community. And I don't always have the best answers, but let's talk about it. I just don't want something to be thrown down my throat and this is the way it's gonna be. Especially if I don't agree. Let's talk about it.
Mhm.
Okay, let's talk about it and come to a decision. Maybe we'll come and meet in the middle. Maybe it's not going to be your way, it's not going to be my way, but we can agree on something that will be good for the community.
Mhm.
And that's what I like, okay,
Right.
about being a commissioner, about being a councilman. It has to work for everybody.
Yeah.
Not just for me,
Mhm.
not for the mayor, but everybody.
Everybody. Yes.
Yeah.
And see, look, this is how we work. He's the good guy. I'm the bad guy sometimes.
Really?
So,
You're the bad guy?
yes.
I thought he was the bad guy.
When I say
I'm not gonna. I walk downstairs
when I say the bad guy, I'm the outspoken one. Like if I don't like something, I'm gonna voice my opinion. He softened me up. I don't have to be you don't have to win every battle.
This is new to me. This is
No,
new to me.
it's true.
I know, because you hear me at the housing authority meetings.
Yes. He
Okay.
So I voice my opinion about things I don't like. But him and along with my council colleague Curry Coley, they slowed me down. You ain't gotta win.
I just realized that Carrie Coley was a part of your dynamic.
Yeah.
I've known Carrie Coley for years.
Yes.
I've been involved with the city for a long time.
Right.
Mhm.
On the other end, legally.
Right.
So I've known him for a while, but I just found out that he was a part of your dynamic.
Yes,
I was
yeah.
surprised to hear that. Not that he's a great guy as well,
Right.
and a great councilman, but I just didn't know because I see you guys all the time.
Now, and let me add something else that maybe you didn't know. Right now, we have great leadership.
Of course.
Councilman at Large Adrian Wooten, we work closely with her. We work closely with her.
Mhm.
Of course, we work closely with Councilwoman Tensie Eason
Yes.
and Councilwoman Jamie Summers Johnson. I don't have any enemies on the council.
Mhm.
You don't get far if you can't speak. So I talk to all of my council colleagues and we come to a happy medium on what we want to do.
Mhm.
How are we going to make the council move forward and the city move forward?
And that's a good point in what he just said. You have to have, you have to be together, okay? Because you need 4 votes to make anything pass in the city of Orange, okay? Sometimes 5 when it comes to money. And if you don't have a group of people that's on board and everybody wants the same thing, and you're constantly fighting all the time. I don't want this, I want this. And people got common interests too. I mean, got their own interests, personal interests sometimes. Nothing's gonna get done, okay? And nothing will get done. So we all gotta be pretty much on the same page. I don't say we all gotta agree because we don't, okay? But we all gotta say, well, let's do this for the common good of the community.
Not that they're not interested in the entire city, but their responsibility is
Yes.
their ward. They got to make sure their ward is correct. So each ward in the city of Orange actually has 4 councilmen. They have their at large. They have their 3 at large and their ward, like the East Ward.
Mhm.
That's why you see me and Ross in the East Ward all the time.
Mhm.
Curry is the council president, but we're there to support him, sometimes even lead.
What is our ward? I don't live in Orange. I
Right,
just
it's
work in
East Ward.
Orange, so
I
I
used
wasn't
to live in
sure.
Orange, so I want to know.
I lived in
I
Orange.
lived on High Street.
High Street, that's
Right
North
where
That's the
Ward.
North
Bank of
Ward.
America.
North
North
Ward.
That's North Ward.
Yes.
And your council person is Tensie Eason.
Yes.
I lived on Fairview.
I know.
You
down
know,
other
the
end.
reason I lived on Fairview when I saw that apartment come up is because I went to your house a long time ago to drop off tickets to the mayor's ball. I pulled up to your house and I was like, wow. And that was the first time that I always knew about Seven Oaks in Orange. But to drive through it, and I was like, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
this is a beautiful city. And
It
then when
is.
I saw it come up, I said, I can't afford to live there, but I'm right around the corner. So I moved there because I remembered your address.
Yeah.
One thing about Orange, see, like Clifford Ross said, he's been there since 1984. I've been there my entire life. You don't know how much Orange has changed. This is a beautiful community. It's doable. One of my sayings, I always say it to Ross, sometimes you gotta be a little uncomfortable until you can get it right. Change is not always comfortable. So yes, you're seeing all these new apartments. We advocating for affordable housing, workforce housing, a new Main Street. We're gonna have it remodeled. So yes, it's gonna be a little
That's
adversity.
good. It needs to be remodeled to keep up with all the new
Right.
developments because some beautiful developments happening in Orange.
And and Ross is a taxpayer, I'm a taxpayer. And yes,
Can you tell me what you said workforce housing?
workforce housing, so you can keep the people that live in Orange.
Okay,
They get a
so-
discount to live in the city of Orange. Because, this is how I always looked at it. Like Ross and myself, we live here. Whatever our salary we get from the city, I go to Wawa's. I go to get my gas in Orange. You keeping your money circulating.
Okay.
A lot of people grab their money and then go out of the city. If you have a policeman that lives in Orange, you got a policeman. When he goes to Wawa, he's on duty. He got his weapon with him. So if you a fireman that lives in Orange, you want to keep our workforce in Orange.
Okay.
They do it in Newark. They do it in
and it's
Newark.
a good thing. It's a good
Right.
thing because it's cheaper for you.
Right.
The rental unit or whatever you want to buy is cheaper because you live in the city of Orange. That's
Right.
what workforce is. And then it's good for the city and the community because you live here, you work here, you got to, like he said, spend money
Yeah,
here,
you're
you got to
stimulating
shop
the
here,
economy.
and you got to take care of your community because
Right.
this is where you work and play. And so you're going to keep it up, okay? And that's what I wanted to say about, you mentioned it a little bit about the new developments. New developments, a lot of people complain about them because, well, we're bringing a lot of new people to the community, and why? The schools are going to be populated, overpopulated. We got to need more police officers, more fire people. But let me just tell you something. These new developments that we're bringing to the city, you know, before the new developments came out, they were dilapidated buildings. Okay, we're not collecting no rent, no property taxes
Taxes.
on them. Now, we got new development. You bring economic wealth and growth to the city. And again, like I was saying with workforce, you bring new people to the city. They like the city. They stay in the city. They work. They shop in the city, and they take care of the city. And it brings more tax bases. Tax ratables to the city, okay? But a lot of people complain, oh, it's too many people, it's too many people. But you can't, nothing stays the
I
same.
mean, you want a
Nothing.
bustling,
You want a
community,
bustling, absolutely.
And I'm glad that Main Street is going to be renovated. because
Right.
it
Totally,
needs to
It's gonna be a
be.
totally renovation.
And that's going to be great, and it'll go hand in hand with the things that is going on in the developments and the people that are coming over to Orange, and it makes them want to stay in Orange.
Right,
If you could have dinner on the sidewalk, shop,
right.
walk, ride your bike.
And you know what people don't realize? Major companies like the Red Lobsters of the world, the Walmarts, they look at medium income in your city. Right now, we're like at 35,000. It's around there, I'm estimating. Average medium income. So the biggies don't want to come here. They don't think, why would Starbucks come to Main Street? They're not coming. When the Starbucks arrives, that means your community is starting to flourish.
And just getting back to, what you said about the city of Orange. City of Orange is beautiful, okay?
Yes.
As we was walking, campaigning during the summer months, I've been up some blocks I never been before, okay? Because I really had no need. But while I was campaigning, I go up and down this block, and these houses are gorgeous, beautiful houses,
yes,
beautiful.
yes.
And not only that, we just spent a lot of money on our parks. We got 3, 4 parks in the city. We got swimming pools in the city. This is a great city. Crime is down. We have no problems with crime. You can walk and feel safe walking the streets at night.
I like that when I lived there.
It's
My
great.
dad used to take my son to the pool, and normally I have 2 boys, and I'm normally scared because of the fools. And
Right.
my father called, oh, we're going to the pool. I'm like, okay, I had no problem. Normally I'd be like, don't walk with my son on the streets. Like,
Right.
no. But I felt comfortable. I liked it. I was like, my first apartment was on my own, High Street in Orange, and I loved it. I had no problem with it. Moving out, I would see myself moving back to Orange.
This is what I want to say. We got to give a plug and a shout out to our chief, Vincent Vidiello. Chief Vidiello, right? He takes his job really, really serious. He takes it serious. There was a time you couldn't even walk up Park Street in Orange. That was a bad street. Now people don't realize. Newcomers coming into Orange, you might not be able to see it, but Orange has changed. I live in the East Ward, on Duane Street near Park Avenue School. That wasn't always in Colgate Park. That wasn't always a beautiful place to be. But now things have changed. Orange is moving up. I know people a little upset. Taxes, it's hard to keep taxes now because you got to pay the bills. You got union employees. It's a lot of stuff that you have to deal with the budget. And yes, you got to put the gas in the cars, pay all these salaries, pay all this insurance. So it's very difficult. We're trying our best. This is what we do. We're trying to stabilize the taxes.
Will the new developments help stabilize the taxes?
The
Yes,
new development will,
Help bring
okay?
taxes
Because
down.
like I said, where these new developments are being put up, prior to them being put up and being filled up, we was, just for instance, okay, prior to the new development, this building was collecting maybe $10,000. With the new development, we're getting like hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes.
Right.
Okay,
And
so that helps,
community
and we
benefits.
get community benefits. We and him,
Right.
on the council, we said, listen, you want to come to the great city of Orange, you want to build property developments in this great city of Orange, then you got to do more, okay? You got to contribute to the community, okay? So we got it now where say there's a 300, build a 300 unit apartment in Orange. We make them pay 3,500 times 300 per apartment. 3,500 times 300.
They have to just
You
get that
figure out the
check.
math. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Okay, and we're asking them to help us out with our libraries, you know, to do parks and to help us out with our parks. We ask them to do everything,
Right.
and they say yes because they want to be here. Okay,
And not only that, if you know about Orange, there is a parking problem in Orange.
Mhm.
So we got these apartments giving us free parking spaces for
Which
our
is
residents
good. Free.
for free. We get to make the money from them.
and not only that, we changed the law again, me and him, and we got the rest of the council to agree. Any new development that comes to the city of Orange, you have to have one parking space for each apartment. Okay, because we can't have people parking on the streets because
Right.
it's
Good.
just
I only
not
got one
enough.
car.
Right.
Okay, you know, but a lot of people have. The problem is a lot of people have more than one car.
Yeah, a lot of
Okay.
families have multiple cars,
And,
especially
you know-
kids get older, they have cars. And
Mhm.
I wanna steer this in another
Okay.
direction. I want to talk about affordable housing because of course that's what I do. That's what the board you sit on.
Mhm.
Affordable housing. So we're developing some affordable housing. We haven't broke ground yet.
Right.
We're about to. We previously, and you were there when that happened. I wasn't working there, but I still was on the other end legally working when the ground was broke for that. And it was a great thing to tear down the project building.
Right.
I wish everybody would tear down project buildings. We don't need project buildings.
And you're right,
Right.
dog. Projects don't work today.
They don't
Okay, you
work.
can't have so many people living under one roof anymore. Okay, and when we tore down that project, you know, the city flourished. Okay, the East Ward was great. Okay, we got rid of all the prostitution, the drug addicts, you know, the shootings, the killings, you know, the police department, fire department, you know, was there at that project almost 3-4 times a day.
Yes.
You know, putting out issues. Now it's so beautiful. You know how
It's
beautiful it is.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. I would live there.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I would really live there. It's a nice place, and we're still doing development there. As you know, we're gonna do a
Breaking ground.
phase 4. You
Right.
know, but yeah, the housing authority. Again, my opinion of the housing authority, City of Orange,
That's great.
is great.
I
Okay, we're
think-
best in the
yeah.
state. And,
Yes,
and,
we
and
are.
as you know, our director has been recognized for being one of the, and our housing authority has been recognized for being the best in the state.
It is.
You know,
A lot of activities. You'll do a lot for.
and you're
We
part
do
of
a
that.
lot. I
Yeah.
am.
Yes, you are.
I am.
And I
That's
don't,
my mama.
I don't think people know as a whole, the city of Orange has a lot of affordable housing.
We have a lot.
We have a lot.
We
We need more.
missing
We
a
need
little.
more.
We
We
need
need
more.
more.
Can do more. You know, you
Yeah.
can never have
We need
enough,
more.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
No, you need enough. We want to keep the
making-
residents that want to be in Orange in
In
Orange.
Orange, but making sure that market rate, the company, the people or the companies or the construction, I can't think of the term to use. That
Developers.
developers who are building the market rate
Right.
property reserve a percentage for low income housing.
See, he's
It's-
getting ready to tell you what's coming up. Tell him. This is what we doing.
We again.
Every
We again, and we convince our council members that we need more affordable housing. The city thinks a little different than we do. You know, they think that we have enough affordable, but I don't, because we get so many these new apartment buildings are market rate. Okay, and we hear all the time
Right.
from our residents in the city,
Why
I can't afford. I
Right.
want to live there. I can't afford to live there. So we hear that so much. We said, listen, any new development that comes now into the city, it has to be at least 20% affordable. Okay, and that's fair.
What are
Okay,
the
think that's fair.
qualifications?
excuse me.
What are the qualifications?
Well, I don't think he would be a
Well,
Low-
I'll tell you,
of
because
affordable housing?
I work in Newark.
Mhm.
Say you moved into an apartment. Say Dawn moved into an apartment by herself,
Mhm.
a 3-bedroom. She's gonna be paying top dollar. But if you moved in, you had a husband, and you have 4 kids, your rent is gonna be substantially lower. Yes.
It's based on your
It's
income.
based
and
on
it's like a
income.
tax,
Income and
it's
how
more of a
many
tax
people live there.
credit, not necessarily. I think that they should all accept Section 8. It's discriminatory not to
Mhm.
Right.
accept a certain percentage of the Section 8 vouchers
Right.
and tax credit. Your rent is based on your income.
On
I'm
your
not
income.
sure how
Yeah,
that
that's-
process works.
Depending on how many people live with you,
Yeah,
your
they base
income.
off of your income.
Yeah.
So
and-
I
they
wanted
should
to
do that.
move to North, because excuse me, Orange, but I have to be a resident in one of the.
You can.
No, you can
You
move
become
into
a
Orange.
resident.
You would become a resident.
Yeah,
But
have
you
to
don't
be
you
a
don't have to
resident.
live there now to get into affordable
Okay.
place. No.
Right.
Okay.
If that's your question.
Yeah, that's the
No.
Okay.
So, Orange is a beautiful place to live. If you look around the 280, look, I call it the 280 skyline. When you look at Orange with all the new apartments
Mhm.
coming up, it's a beautiful place.
It is, and the apartments that they're building, it's beautiful. They just renovated the shopping shop right. There are a lot of urban cities that don't have
Right.
shopping food shopping
Mhm.
centers.
Well,
Well, not like a ShopRite or a Stop and Shop or Aldi's or something like that.
yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. On the 19th, I think that's the day, on the 19th, they're going to have a public forum about what's going to be developed at the Orange Memorial site. That might be the
Hospital site.
hospital
Yeah,
site.
That's been empty for a while.
Oh, no, it's bought now.
It's bought now.
Now-
Developers coming to the
Right.
table, and they're gonna have an open forum for the
Right.
community, for you and you and you to come out and speak as to what you want to see there.
Right.
Okay.
And we want some retail space.
Mhm.
We want some urgent care.
Mhm.
Some possibility, hopefully, we get a new city hall there. Some possibility in that area. But it hasn't been determined. That's why they have forums, but it's been purchased.
Okay.
And they want to ask, some people had said it's going to be a skating. We might not need a skating rink in Orange. Maybe something else. But we need something. Maybe a art center, performing arts center,
Okay, yeah. that's-
or some kind of mini mall. Or what do you call it? The plaza, nice
Okay,
plaza.
Yeah.
We want to create jobs. I'm in the jobs. I'm Department of Labor.
Mhm.
If you have jobs in your city, you can make your city flourish.
The proposal for that site right now is that they want to put 1,004 apartment units there.
Mix too, right?
Okay.
So I think that, in just my opinion, there's been a lot of development going on in the city of Orange. I've seen I ride down, I'm like, wow, when did this get here? It's beautiful, it's great.
Right.
But again, we don't want to just be all congested with people. We need
make a
the
point.
You're right. Plaza. We need outlets.
Right.
We don't need more people. It's just gonna be people on top of people
Right.
on top of people, cars on top of cars on top
Right.
of cars.
Do you know what we advocate for? We have meetings all the time. We talk to the administration. We want pathways to home ownership. We want some of these young people to become. You're a stakeholder. You're a stakeholder here. You own this house.
Mm-hmm.
Your stake is your taxes. You paying. You keeping everything going. So what we're trying to figure out, more condos. We want condos. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a condo. You own it. You're a stakeholder. There's nothing wrong with these little communities like they have Upsala College. See what they did to Upsala College?
Yes.
They made a little area with brand new houses.
Mm-hmm.
Pathway to home ownership for somebody your age that's young.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily want an apartment that year. You want a house.
I definitely-
But houses are so. There's different creative ways to help you get mortgages through DCA. DCA is big. They got all kinds to turn you into a home. I want more home ownership in Orange, and he wants it too. That's what we talk about.
The Housing Authority has those type of programs where we help our participants, our Section 8 participants, become homeowners, and HUD also uses the Section 8 voucher to pay mortgages
Right.
to make people homeowners. So
Right.
there's a lot of avenues.
That's what we want in Orange. Instead of so many renters, and I'm not saying that's not bad. Some people want to rent. Some people don't want the responsibility of fixing the house up,
Mhm.
doing the grass,
Yeah.
the boiler breaks, you're responsible, all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Some people want apartments.
I just had that conversation
Right.
with a cousin of mine.
Right.
It's like I want to own a home. I don't want to rent. And she's like, I
Right.
want to rent. I don't want to pay this. I don't want to pay that.
Right.
This break. I'm like,
It's expensive, and you have to be prepared for the unexpected because there are a lot of challenges in
Yeah.
becoming a homeowner. But I think that we can also have resources to help when things like that happen.
Right.
You know, because when you do buy a home, you are responsible.
Right.
And one of the things that people need to understand is that you're responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of this property that you're purchasing. And people don't go into it knowing that.
Right.
True.
You know, so I don't know if there can be some type of programs that can help,
Well,
you know, go around to the
Right.
to the houses now and say, listen, you need a new roof for you. There are programs.
There are
Maybe
programs.
just a way to get people
through the
to
county. Through the
Yeah, there
county.
are
Yeah,
programs.
they have programs.
maybe just putting the information out, putting it on somebody's porch when you see
You know, we have
something
been
wrong.
advocating.
Right.
Doing what we have been advocating for is like a townhouse community.
Oh,
A townhouse community.
which is what Montague is. It's a townhouse community.
The
Yeah,
townhouse
but I
community.
think he's talking more about too. Well,
I am good.
Upsala. I love what they did at
Yeah,
the Upsala
I haven't
space.
been inside of it.
You should
I just
see it.
heard.
It's
I have to go
beautiful.
right
Oh,
through.
where
I haven't been
oh,
in
it's
there.
beautiful. Well, it's
Beautiful.
old now. It's about 10 years
Yeah,
old now.
but it's
Whatever.
still new. That's
But beautiful
beautiful.
homes. Do they knock
Everybody-
down the whole college
Yes, it's all
campus and
beautiful
built
homes.
like maybe 30, 40, 50 homes there? And we could do that at the hospital site.
Right.
Okay,
Nice.
and I think that would be great. I mean,
Mhm.
like we've been saying, home ownership is a lot better than rental.
Right.
Okay, because again, you get people that's committed to the community. But if we did that, I'm an advocate for our Main Street. I don't like our Main Street, and I have to say that.
Right.
You know, our Main Street needs some work, okay? And we're working on that. We're trying to get grants and stuff for our Main Street so we can do the whole thing over.
They call
Okay.
it
I
the
agree with
streetscape.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody has the
yeah,
same
that's what's
facade.
up.
Everybody has the same
Yes.
facade, and I want it to be family friendly. When I was growing up, and my parents took us on Main Street back in the day, I'm not gonna age myself, but you know, they held my hand. We went to the ice cream parlors. We went to McCrory's and Woolworths, and
Right.
you know, clothing stores. Now you go on our Main Street. What do you see? Tell me, what do you see on our Main Street?
You know, I think it could be by the
I,
way.
I was there not too long ago, so it does.
How many beauty shops do you need on one?
It's too many.
Too many
How
beauty
many
shops.
smoke shops?
How many
You
smoke
know?
shops?
How many
There's
liquor
smoke shops
stores?
on Main Street.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Oh, I never realized
Right.
it. I go to a couple of stores on Main Street, you know, when I'm going out for lunch or something, and
Right.
I always say they need to, with all this stuff building up, as a store owner, I will want to work on the appearance
Right.
because I would want to draw these people to my store.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, so I think that they should be held accountable as well.
Yeah.
Not, you know, I think it should have been a whole meeting with the store owners and shop owners. Listen, guys, we're doing all these things. This is business for you. We want to keep them here. So what are you gonna do with your place? It's helping them, benefiting them.
We was advocating for Main Street, you know, and we went to the Chamber of Commerce. Me and him and Councilwoman Easton walked up and down every
Main Street.
store on Main Street. You know, we wanted to have a meeting and talk to them about how we want to see Main Street. What do you guys think? And how do you want to see it about? Up and down Main Street, you know, maybe 50 stores
Yes.
or more, right?
We hit every store.
drop for flyers and
From
everything.
McDonald's all the way up to the end of Main Street.
Say it's 50, 60 stores. Guess how many people came to the meeting?
What, 5?
3.
3.
Wow.
See, I was
Great.
close.
Great.
I like that McDonald's. We did McDonald's.
Yeah.
They got a problem. And Wawa's
Wawa.
not
The
a problem.
Wawa
The
build is
Wawa.
really
Yes,
nice.
it's the Wawa
So you
Beautiful.
have some people that are like, I just don't understand how everyone's not on board. When you
Yeah.
see what the city is doing,
Right.
you see these new developments, and you know that these new people are moving into your city. I don't understand why you're not trying to. It's like I want the business.
Absolutely.
Right.
Right? Because
Absolutely.
I want the business. I want to keep the business in Orange. So I want to do what I need to do to make sure that my shop, my restaurant, my beauty parlor, whatever it is, it's up to par.
Right.
It's inviting.
Right.
So we have to be clear about Main Street is thriving.
Mhm.
You can't even get a parking space on Main
You
Street.
can't. But
It's thriving. So if we just upgraded everything, it will still be a thriving
would,
area.
it would.
We got
I
a
would
beautiful
really
Main
love
Street.
to see a restaurant. I'd love
Yeah,
to
a family
see
Right.
someone
Yes.
you know?
sitting on the
Other than- I mean, I like the
curb,
pizza
out being
place
able
there,
to
but-
get
Right.
outside.
We don't even have an American buffet nowhere in Orange. You got to go out on Route 10 somewhere.
There's no restaurants. There are
Yeah.
restaurants, but they're like
Yeah, like
And
fast food.
grab a
not
bite,
only
yes.
restaurants, there's no nightlife in the city of
There's
Orange.
none.
No entertainment for
Mm-mm.
young folks like you guys.
There's none.
We need that.
We do.
Why come to Orange and there's nowhere to hang out in Orange? Okay, that's defeating the whole purpose. We want you to spend your money here. We want you to enjoy Orange. Okay, so let's have nice places for you.
Mhm.
Even going back to ShopRite or something coming to Orange. Restaurants, nightclubs,
Right.
There's
anything.
a club.
It's not on.
That's not orange.
Mm.
No, where the pool is. That's not orange.
Oh no, that's a cigar
That's a
shop.
cigar
That's a cigar
place.
shop,
Yeah.
'cause I-
Across the street from Sandwiches Unlimited.
Is that
Oh,
what
that's
That's
not.
not like on
We're
the
talking about across the street from Sandwiches Unlimited. It used to be like a Caribbean club.
Caribbean?
Right.
Yeah,
It
was.
used to be a few different clubs.
Yes.
No, I think what I'm talking about is it's Orange Park. It's a park, but it's a club that sits on a corner. I
Yeah.
can't remember
That's a bar.
That's a bar. And that's
Is
closed
that-
down,
is that
right?
closed
No,
down?
it's not closed.
Oh, really? 'Cause it
Not
looks-
that I know of.
Which
it
club
looks
here in
close to
Delta?
me.
Right
Can't
next to
remember the name
Colgate
of it.
Park.
Well, that's why they need to fix it
Yeah,
up
that's
so
what
that
I
it
was
Right
like.
on the
Oh,
which is a part of what
okay.
we're talking about.
Right.
So now we're going to reverse this, and we're going to talk about people over politics. You guys have a annual dinner and awards
Yes.
ceremony, which is great. I've been. I don't know if you had more than 2, but I know I've been to 2.
Yes.
And it's a great thing that you honor the people in the community. You recently honored my boss, Dr. Walter McNeil, the executive director of the Housing
We
Authority.
also honored
honored
Christina.
Christina, you honored the police chief, the fire department, who showed up. They show up for each other and support each other. So it's a great event. I think people need to be recognized when
Yes.
they do this work because
Absolutely.
we get overlooked so much.
And let me do this really quick. Let me give you our mission, Steve. I've been dying to do this. People Over Politics is not just an organization. It's a community built on empathy and empowerment. We are a diverse group of individuals united by a shared mission, uplifting those facing adversity. We believe that the information and access are the cornerstones of opportunity. That's why we advocate relentlessly for the underserved, from low-income families to ex-offenders, seniors, and individuals with disabilities, and also the youth. We break down barriers and bridge the gap between uninformed struggles and life-changing resources. We work tirelessly to ensure 24/7 access to information regardless of background, history, or economic status. Technology and knowledge are our tools, but compassion and understanding of our is our driving force.
You guys embody that.
You hit the nail on the head. Okay,
Right.
It's always good to give back and to acknowledge somebody that's doing a great job. Okay, because like I said, a lot of things go thankless. Okay,
Right.
and just a simple, acknowledging somebody for a great job that they're doing. That goes a long way.
It does.
That
It
goes
does.
a long way, and people are really honored by that. Okay, and we're happy to do stuff like that.
Yes, we're
But
looking forward for it this year. We're
absolutely,
figuring
this
out
will
who
be our
we-
third one, right?
Yeah, it'll be our third one.
Okay.
But not only that, he's at the house. We're at the Housing Authority all the time. Delivering food and products and stuff, clothes. Whatever we can do to give back to the community is what we do and what we like to do.
Yes.
We don't have to do it. Okay,
That's
we
not
like
part
to
of
do
being
it.
a
It's not
council
part of
person.
being a council person. And POP, we like to do it. Okay, we give out turkeys. We have coat drive, toy drives. We do all of that. Oh, and what are we doing this year? New.
Let me see.
The scholarship.
Oh, let me tell
This
you a
is
little
our
bit about
first
this.
scholarship we've ever
We're
had.
giving out 5 scholarships to individuals that go to Orange Eye.
Oh,
So
wow, that's
we're giving
great.
out 5.
That's great.
5 scholarships. And we also doing something different than normal scholarships. We also doing vocational scholarships.
Very
Say you want to
good.
get your solar license. We're gonna assist you. We got individuals that are interested, so we're gonna give out 2 vocational and 3 college.
Yeah, 'cause
Everybody-
everybody don't want to go
Everybody
to
don't
does.
wanna go to
Everybody
college.
does college.
Yeah,
So I
right.
think that's a great thing
Yeah.
because
Maybe you want to
everybody
go get your
does wanna-
HVAC, or you want to get your CDL, or your solar license.
That's nice.
So we want to try to help everyone.
And what you do also, Montague, is with your resources, helping people get jobs. I remember you being at the authority. We had an event and we had a lot of people come out and you had your own separate room
Right.
and you were talking to people and the next day someone came in, I got a job.
Right.
And I'm like, how do you get you the job over there?
Yeah.
But they were like, they all wanted to be in that room. You showed up and you
Right.
showed out and you got these people employment.
Again,
So that's a great thing.
and look, my whole spirit was started with Department of Labor, to be honest. And I just took it to another level. If anybody knows a lot of people on my Facebook page, I post jobs every single day.
I was gonna say that's how I started with my Soror license because I followed him.
Right.
I'm looking at his name,
Right.
and I'm like, that's why I'm looking at it. I'm like, the name looks familiar, and I'm sorry. That's why I was on my phone.
Right.
I had to go make sure. You posted something about New Jersey Transit,
Yes.
right? And I went to not my vehicle, the Department of Labor, and that I started there with that. But then they had something else, and he was walking around. We want to get your Soror license, and I did, and I followed the steps. I did it.
Did that.
And I got my Soror.
So
thank
help
you,
my
'cause
daughter.
That's
Well, still, we go out to breakfast and we have meetings. The average person, they'll come up to me, Mr. Montague, you got any jobs? I hear this every day.
Mhm.
I get a lot of people jobs. I get people jobs that I don't like you.
Mhm.
I didn't even know I got you a job, but I got you a job.
Mhm.
Or I got you in training.
Mhm.
That's what it's all about. With this new administration that just came in, I tell everybody
Mhm.
that came in Washington, and I'm not even going to bash anyone.
Mhm.
But guess how we can counteract that? You got to work.
Mhm.
The more things you collect, the more you're at risk.
You're right.
You got to work.
Our democracy today is in attack, okay,
Yes.
by this new administration. And in order for us to succeed, we gotta all work together. And not even work together. We all gotta love one another,
Mhm.
okay, to make things happen, okay? Because
Exactly.
that administration don't care about it. So we all gotta work together, love one another, and make it happen.
That's
Right.
been changing my mind on politics. Because
Right.
you asked me that question when I came downstairs, and I really was not
Yeah, this
a
is
fan of politics. Maybe it's because of watching television and seeing them and not knowing that it's big. I know that it's bigger than that. So let me not say
right.
that. I know that it's bigger than that, but that tainted everything. So it was just like I'm not gonna play in that. I'm gonna just stay here. I'm gonna vote for who.
I mean,
When
that's
I
where
do
it starts,
tune
though. That's where it starts. It starts in your communities.
Right.
It starts with your local
Right,
government.
right. Your local
And
government.
that's why I wanted you guys to be here
Right.
because to explain that Trump has done, and I hate to talk about him, but not everything he's doing is crazy, just going about it the wrong way.
Mhm.
But he's doing some really crazy things. And to be honest, I don't know if my job is on the line because we get grants from the government
Right.
in
Yeah,
order
I
to
know
keep
mine's
us
on the line.
going. And then low income housing, it's on the line, right?
Right.
So I think about that. But what I also know is that he could yell and say him do this and poke his chest out, but you can't do nothing without the backing. And you guys are the backing.
Right.
You know, especially when it comes to the cities, they say that cities and states make their own rules, they make their own ordinances. So it starts
Right.
from you. It's a check and balance.
It's a check and
Now,
balance, right?
I heard Ross say this before, and I'm a firm believer of it too. Even our brothers and sisters that aren't quite legal yet, but they contribute into our society.
Mhm.
Don't you think they should have a pathway to citizenship? Not the people that's getting in trouble with crime and think we're talking about that family that's
Mhm.
really trying to work.
Mhm.
They really, why should somebody run up on them when they contribute?
Yes.
Why don't we figure out a way to do a pathway to citizenship?
Mhm.
They here.
It's
Mhm.
expensive to become a citizen of the United
Right.
I don't think people realize how expensive
Right.
it is. I used to do immigration law. I worked for someone and we help people obtain their citizenship. It's expensive, right? So to have them come here and work for it. Like at work, it takes a long time. It's not overnight. So if you coming in and you fill out your paperwork and you working, it takes first it takes a long time to even get that money because they're not getting the best salaries. They are not. They're doing the jobs that other people don't want to do.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time to save the money to be able to afford to pay this attorney to help you get the documents that you need to become a citizen.
It should start with an amnesty program. Just come clean. They used to have those before. And then you provide a pathway to citizenship. I don't think somebody that's been a great citizen, working, contributing, raising their family, somebody should just uproot their family because their paperwork wasn't correct.
And let me tell you something, a lot of these immigrants or migrants, whatever you want to call it, they're great for your community too, because they do, and one of you guys said that they do jobs that we don't do. Okay, I have my trees cut down on my property. They climb way up on the trees and cut the trees down. They mow lawns. They do roofing. They do a lot of stuff that we don't do.
How about the car wash?
Yeah.
Everything. So I mean, you get rid of them. Then what's gonna happen? But again, they need to be legal. They need to pay taxes. So, like you said, we need to find a pathway for them to get their citizenship if
so
they're in good standing, so they can pay taxes.
They don't have to stand out in front of Home Depot.
But when they do, right? So there are a couple of things like, I ain't gonna say I haven't had somebody from Home Depot help me out.
Right.
I have.
But we should have if everybody knows that you could go to Home Depot. Everybody, the government, the mayor, everybody knows you go to Home Depot. So why can't we do something where we could create something, a more safe, secure space and say, hey, you need help? Look here, or put an ad here, or go to this place and ask. Instead of having people standing outside in the cold, but it's still dangerous to be there. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to pick somebody up and bring them to your home. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to be standing on the side of the road and have somebody pick you up because you don't know what they're going to do to you. So we need to create safe spaces, safe havens, and ways where they can make money and work in the community and just do it safely.
Right, and pay taxes.
Taxes.
Taxes is a big deal. You get to work without paying taxes. I wish I could.
Me too.
They take a lot of taxes out. Okay? So, a pathway to citizenship. And we're not talking about the rapists, the murderers,
No, we're not talking
the people that commit crimes. They gotta go. They're not here on a positive note. They have to leave. But the people that are positive, a lot of people don't want to believe it, but this country was built by immigrants, including us. We were immigrants at one time. A lot of the hard labor and a lot of, like at the farms, all of that was immigrants coming in from different countries. So we should find a pathway so they can pay taxes.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say this really fast, and it ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but there's this guy who's like when you get off of 280 into Orange.
Yes, he's cleaning up the road.
He needs a job. He needs to be paid. Now, I don't like that. I don't like it. It only happens in our urban communities where there are people on the corner always running to your car asking for money. It annoys me. And not because I don't want to help people, because I help people all the time. But when I see this guy cleaning, putting little flowers up, I be looking for change. He's working for his money. He needs a job.
And you're right. And my wife says the same thing. She says, I love that guy. But you know what? He's a drug addict.
That's okay.
He's a drug addict. So let's get him help. Let's get him help.
Get him help.
And he won't have to do that anymore. Maybe get something else. But you're right.
Get him help.
He does a great job cleaning that up.
He keeps it clean. He's the only person that I will hold the light for. And the light be I'm like, I'm giving him something because he is out here working and he has beautified that little area. And that little flowers sitting up there.
Right now it's dirt. It's been snowing. It's all dirt.
He done raked that grass from out of there. Now it's all dirt. He done raked that grass so hard, cleaning it every day. It's dirt now.
He put little flowers.
He cleans everything up. He does a great job.
He does a great job. But, he's out there, does it religiously.
He needs a little help.
He does need some help. I don't know if he's homeless. I don't know if he has a mental, I don't know. I don't know nothing about him. And what I do know is that when he's there, He's
It's
clean.
clean.
It's clean.
Clean.
It's clean.
He's clean. So I think we should try to help him again. But I just wanted to
And
say
just
that.
people over politics, we have access to free drug programs. All you gotta do is say it to me, just say it to Ross. We can get them, put them right in an outpatient program, even if they don't have insurance.
Oh, okay.
Get them right in a drug program. And you deal with the company, Greater Essex Counseling Service over at the housing
The housing
authority.
authority. Okay.
These guys, they can get them right in detox. Because this is another problem with, society right now. At some point, you gotta say, let's
This
get our
interview
lives.
is gonna make me cry. I'm sorry. I'm an emotional person, but I love people. Like, so,
Right.
like,
That's good.
and I don't like to see like that guy. Like I see him a lot, and I'm not gonna lie. I want to give him money, right? But I know he has that problem, and it won't sit right. I'm there one day and I don't see it. Then I go get it and I don't see it.
Right.
My mom's gonna start. Was my money that
You
money that?
contributed to that.
Right.
Right. So
Well, I don't think that way when I see him. I actually just say, I don't know if he's hungry. I don't think about what he's gonna do with the money. I think about the fact that he earned it.
Right.
I think about he working, he earned something. He whatever I don't care what he do. I do care, but I don't think that. I just say
Yeah,
at
but
least he
yes.
did something.
I know, but our thinking should be that he shouldn't be out there.
He shouldn't be out there.
We
You're gonna,
need
think
we
he's
you're
need
gonna
we
give
need
them my
help.
card. the
And
next
that's
time
why
you say it.
I sure will. That's why I brought it up because I always, every time I go, I'm like, somebody needs to give this guy a job
Correct.
because he is working. Rain, sleet, snow. He's not there every time I come through there. I go there every day
Yes,
to
he's
work.
doing other things.
So he's not
too.
there all the time. But when I see him, and when I go through, I say, he's been here. And I love to look to see that it's clean. It's like welcome to Orange, because that's what it is. When you get off of there, it says welcome to Orange.
Right.
And to see it look that way, it's a great thing. So
And he
if he get a
doesn't
stipend or
knock
something,
on your window or anything.
does not.
He doesn't.
No, none of them out there.
Sometimes,
they don't.
sometimes I'm on the phone. I don't feel like
yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm talking.
Yeah. He
So-
doesn't knock on your window or anything. He just goes. Now I'm gonna shift this one more time. I'm gonna shift this into again today's climate. I don't know, you guys as politicians know more than I do. I'm looking at the news. I see the things that's going on in the news. I see all the changes that are being made or trying to be made.
As far as what?
As far as jobs, as far as DEI programs, which it's just so many things that are being made that can affect us. And when people vote, they never realize that they are the us.
Right.
People vote like, they ain't got nothing to do with me. Now you're the us,
Right.
right? So when it comes to the cities and how you guys operate, is it trickling down into the city?
I don't pay, Ross.
It will trickle down because everything starts from up there, and he's trying to take away all of our agencies, all the government agencies, trying to shrink the government. And he's saying, him and his buddy Elon Musk is saying that we want to give the control back to the states. Okay. The government should not be run by the White House, Let the states handle everything. Let the states handle abortion. Let them handle education. Let them do everything. Everything shouldn't come from the White House. That's what he's trying to do. So, if you give all the power to the states, yeah, it's going to trickle down to the municipalities, okay?
Right.
But if he doesn't fund,
That's the
these
problem.
things, then that's the problem.
He wants
Okay,
the states
because
to fund them. How do you get some states are more financially sound than others,
Right.
right? So
Absolutely.
some states depend on grants and money from the government.
That's
So he
the
wants to
issue.
take all that away and just say you're on your own.
Sometimes the government that we have in DC, sometimes he says a lot of things, but it doesn't, like he said he was going to stop some of this. That was the Department of Labor is still getting funding for training.
It's pretty much like the House Authority. Okay, they want to take grants from the House Authority and stop giving us money. Okay, they said, well, you the House Authority, you run it like a business. Okay, you earn your money by being an entrepreneur. Okay, and that's what we're doing a great job at doing that. I don't know how much
but
we
the
can do
money
that.
we get from the city subsidizes the rents that the tenants pay.
Yeah,
So we depend on the government in order to be able to run. Like we can't pay employees, we can't operate because we do low income housing. They cannot afford to pay enough money to operate the housing authority. So we depend on the grant. So when he says that, it messes with my job because I can't have a job if you're not subsidizing the rents for the citizens.
you're absolutely right, and I don't understand it. He thinks, in my opinion, that everybody is wealthy and rich like him and Elon Musk. Okay, and that we can provide and run the city, run the states, the way he runs his corporations and his businesses. We can't do that. We don't have money like that. Okay, and we need grants. We need funding from the federal department. We need it. And we can't operate with that. We always had federal grants coming to us, always. And now this is something new. Everything that's going on right now is brand new. Okay. And I have no idea how it's going to pan out. And I don't think they really do either. Okay.
Do you realize when you see all of these projects going on in the streets, our infrastructure, those are usually federal grants?
Yes, I know.
Our infrastructure, Orange, we need a lot of work with our infrastructure. Our water system, a lot of that stuff comes from federal funding.
And Councilman, if you take away the federal funding, who's that going to hurt? And where's the money?
Taxpayers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
because now you
gonna
got to
hurt
pay
me,
more
you,
money in
and you.
taxes.
It's gonna
to
hurt
keep,
all of us.
Yeah, you got to pay more money in order to keep it. We got a grant. We're utilizing the grant now to upgrade our parking lots and to upgrade our intercom systems for the seniors. That's being done because we got a grant. We cannot afford to do that without a grant from the city. That's like $500,000. Where we get that money from?
That's you.
We can't get the money from low income families to do that.
Right.
So now you're saying that the state has to raise the taxes on the citizens who can barely pay the taxes that they're paying because your jobs. So it's a salary. Everything has to increase in order for that.
Everything will increase. They will put tax on gas. They will put tax on everything, so they can get money to fund everything. Okay, but that's only gonna hurt us.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about smaller government? What's your view on smaller government?
You mean as far as cities and states, or
Cities,
talking about
states,
just the
federal, all the way down, trickle down? Does that make sense to you?
The reason I can't answer that question is because I've never been in government.
Right.
So I've never been in the mix to see how it's run.
Right.
So I can't answer that. I don't know if there's too many, like, say, council people. I don't know. I think that it's great that everyone has a ward, right? So as far when we think about just the smaller, the city, right? I think it's one person can't do everything.
Right.
It's impossible. How are you going to succeed?
Now, the council, Ross said it at the beginning, there's two forms of government.
Yes.
So we're talking about the administrative part, the people that work in the various offices. Should we be doing more with less?
I don't think so. I think that, let's say, like for instance, me, I'm in administration, right?
Right.
I do what I do, but I have other people that do what they do. I can't do everything. So if you cut out the people that assist me, and then you want me to do all this, it's not going to be done effectively,
Right.
efficiently, or to the best of my ability. Because now I'm all over the place trying to get this done. I got to do payroll. I got to manage employees. I gotta do finances as far as keeping the thing. I can't do all of that. There's no way it's going to get done. So I think that in any form, there should be a team of people getting these things done. And when we go higher than like a city, and we go to the state, that's a whole bunch of more stuff, a load on you. I think that I don't know if we should cut it because I don't know how many people they have. I don't know. I don't know how many people they have.
It's all about accountability.
And I disagree with what you just said, and let me tell you why.
I said that so he could. Yeah, that's why I wrote.
I think that there's a lot of what do you call it?
Waste.
Yes, a lot. And there's a lot of people there's too many people in the government, okay, and even in our municipality, in our city, there's just too much going on. Where if you cut it down, you could still get the same thing done. People will be more efficient. Because now people sitting around doing nothing, don't come to work, take 2-hour lunches, because, accountability also, okay? We want to do, and we talked about having a fiduciary or fiscal audit in our city to make sure that we have, the right amount of people there, to make sure that they are job efficient. Can somebody else do that job? Maybe there's an overlap here and one person could do that job instead of 3 people, so we need to look at that. And I think that's what the Trump administration is trying to do right now too, is to shrink it, because there's a lot of overhead. I mean, there's a lot of job responsibilities that we don't really need.
I think that's because when you go higher up into government, they be appointing people to positions that don't even know how to do the position.
It's not even
It's
higher
just
up
like
in government,
judicial system.
even in the municipality.
Well, when you just said like people taking a couple of hours lunch, you don't need to be here. That's because you're not doing an effective job, and that's why it's not being ran right. That's why there's problems. There's people are not seeing, things are slipping through the cracks. These are not up to par the way they should be because nobody's doing a job. So I think it's about more of making sure people show up and do what they're supposed to do,
Right.
and if not, letting them go. If you need to fill the position again, you need to fill a position again. But we need to stop keeping people that are not showing up and getting the job done. I think that's the problem. And creating jobs for people just to create it. I'm going to appoint you to this. What the heck?
It happens every day. It happens every day.
I've been in a job like that. Someone became
for what? Just to be able to
and
a lot of things are done to create. A lot of people in government rely on their pension when they leave, right? So a lot of positions are created to pad pensions. I think that is a waste. So it depends on how we're looking at it and what parts we're cutting.
Right.
But when it comes to somebody doing an efficient job, you need help. It depends on what your workload is.
Right.
You either need help or you need somebody on you making sure you get the job done. And if you don't get the job done, you need to be replaced.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think in that aspect, it is a waste. But if we also got to be mindful, because you ask great questions, and because you've asked me a lot of questions. And when I answered, you go, oh, okay, I didn't know. So that's why I'm glad that you asked the questions so that you can get a better understanding of how things function and how things work. For me, I think everyone should be assigned to do what they're great at doing.
Yeah,
get better results.
I agree.
They'll be more prone to show up and show out, because this is what I do. I don't want to do payroll. I don't want to do accounting. I don't want to mess with nobody's money. Mine's is funny. Why I'm messing with your money? Right? I don't do it. I say it all the time at my job. Can you? No, I can't. But the person that's supposed to and the person that can, I'll go in there and I'll take it to that person.
Right.
That's not my responsibility. Can you check and see? No, I can't. That's not what I do. I do what I do, and I do what I do great. But I can't do what somebody else do. So when it comes to efficiency, everyone has a space in a place. And everyone should be appointed to do things that they're great at doing. So cutting out people that are taking 2-hour lunches, I agree with that.
Accountability is a big part, is a big part. And if I was a mayor or the governor of any city or any state, I would be accountable, for people underneath me. And again, I would do a audit to make sure that, we have efficient people that know their job. And can we get rid of this person because this person can do that job better, and they're doing it already, and you're just there because somebody hired you because you're their friend or family or whatever. Okay, so I would shrink the government, if I had to, and because it's all about the budget and how much money you got too, because with the city, of course, everybody we hire, every road that we pave, everything that we do is taxpayers' money, okay? And our taxes go up every year, unfortunately. And not only in the city of Orange, but everywhere else, because that's just the way of life. Everything goes up. Your salaries, your health insurance and all of that stuff, okay?
And people in unions, they get automatic raises every year.
I think that's a great thing. I'm not in the union.
I
I
am.
think that it's a great thing that because you can't rely on some people you just can't depend on to do right by people. And
Right.
we have to understand like inflation. Everything's eggs now. Everybody's talking about these eggs, right?
Right.
Woo,
That's
the
all we
eggs,
hear about.
everything is just
Woo.
increasing and your salary stays the same. How are you
Right.
supposed to? It's like we're creating a poverty base, like just even there's no middle income anymore.
Mm-mm.
What's considered middle?
Good
Income?
question.
Because I don't know. I think I thought I was, but I'm just as poor as I want to be.
Yeah.
Right? It's so expensive and difficult to maintain and just live a normal life. You know, pay your rent,
Most
go to the
people gotta
grocery
work
store.
2 jobs
Right.
Yeah,
to make it, you know?
yeah, and that shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm
It
about to be
shouldn't
one
be.
of them people.
Huh?
I'm about to be one of them people working 2 jobs to make it.
Yeah,
The way them
shouldn't
eggs
be.
costing and them kids.
Right.
I'm
I
gonna
know.
need a second job.
So what do you guys have coming down the pipeline?
Well, like we just said, people over politics. We have the scholarships. We're gonna be doing more events. We always, every month, we pick a senior home to give out products. As I don't know if everyone knows, because we're a nonprofit, I have a company, a major company, that gives me products through our nonprofit just to give out. As you know it. Actually we give out maybe $3,500 worth of stuff every month to senior homes. Products such as soap powder, dishwasher detergent, all kinds of home
All the
products.
tissue,
Toilet tissue.
all types of cleaning things that they
Yes.
need, which is great because it
Right.
saves a lot of money for people who have to go to the
12
stores
months a
and
year
buy
we
those
doing
things.
that.
Yes.
Okay? And we just give it out. Also, in the summertime, last year we did an event in Orange Park for the reentry. Remember the reentry thing that we did? People returning home from society. We had a picnic through Talbot Hall in Newark. And we bought it was beautiful. They had bands out there. So we just do so much. Whatever the community needs, we're there.
And just as far as the city, to recap, we're gonna be developing a hospital site, as we talked about. We're gonna be building a beautiful rec center
Yes,
on Main
on
Street.
Main Street.
That will 2, I think, Olympic-sized pools, okay?
Yes.
Tennis courts, pickleball courts, basketball, volleyball, and we'll have some rental units on top. But
Right.
it's gonna be a beautiful recreation center that the whole community will be able to use. And as you know, if you've seen in Orange Park, we got a community center being built right now.
2 brand
You
new
know,
baseball fields completed.
absolutely for the whole community to use. And we're going to continue to try to stabilize our taxes in the city of Orange. We're going to work on Main Street. You know, all our parks have been refurbished. Okay, we
Everywhere.
got the pools have been refurbished. We got new equipments in the park. You know, so we're doing great in the city of Orange. Okay, so you ask what's coming forward. That hospital site right now
Yes.
is the big and biggest thing right now. On Main Street, the redevelopment of Main Street is big, and that rec center.
And you know what
And-
else we do? Also, we are forming right now the first parking authority in the history of Orange Greenway.
Waiting for you guys to do a
Oh, yeah.
parking authority.
It's already we trying to get members involved. That's a lot of income. The
I
average
know.
I used to work for Parking Authority.
Yeah,
Really?
and when I
Norton-
worked at
I
the
mean, Norton
when I worked for
and South
Booker,
Orange.
right.
when I worked for Booker, we talked to the mayor about a parking authority in Orange
Right.
because
you don't live in Orange?
No, but she could.
Cause,
If you're gonna hire her for the parking
because
authority.
we're looking for commissioners for the Orange for the parking authority.
Hi. I used to work
So
4 years in Newark and then I did like a year in
so
Orange,
give
South
us your
Orange.
resume.
I will do.
Okay.
I will do.
It's gonna be a new department. We're looking at a lot of revenue.
Yes,
It's gonna be a
yes.
lot of revenue.
I think every city should have a parking authority.
Yes.
Yeah, they
The whole
should.
job is to
So it's
control
the,
traffic.
it was the cops giving out tickets.
Yeah,
In
it's
Orange.
in Orange and
But it's
every-
I
difficult.
thought you guys have one.
The cops.
I can't tell it's difficult all the tickets I get.
Well,
I
it's
got
difficult for the police because they got a lot of other duties
Mhm.
to have them walking up down Main Street looking at meters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't really expect that, but they've been doing a good job. But if we had a parking authority, meter maids,
Excuse me.
yes.
Parking enforcement officers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I used to be one.
Parking
Where
enforcement
were you?
officers.
I was in Newark and I was in South Orange.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
had like 5 years in Newark. And then I went to South Orange.
Well, we plan on hiring some of these individuals to, getting new parking meters. Some of our lots already have the new kiosks where you pay and then you go up to the machine and pay.
Parking out.
You would be very valuable, since you worked at those two municipalities as
We
a
need
parking.
your
Up, right? Because I'm moving up. Roll with Mo. I'm going up. I'm just saying, I took I'm trying to get the house and so yeah.
But we
I'll
need
make sure
experienced
y'all-
individuals.
Yes, but I definitely paid a lot of attention when I did do the parking authority for both Newark and South Orange.
See, in Orange, we have a lot of permit parking. And, enforcement is the key. Enforcement is the key. The way you deter people from parking on the street that has permits is through ticketing.
Yeah.
That'll make you not want to. You get 4 or 5 tickets. Ross knows I just paid
If
5
we're making
tickets.
sure that the permit is reasonable. Some ours in Irvington is reasonable. I have a garage, driveway and a garage, but there were times I forgot to get the car off the street.
Right.
And I said, just get a permit anyway because it's reasonable. It's only $35 a year, I think. Forgot, but it's small. Some cities have a really high price point
Well,
on
listen,
a
how
parking
much
permit.
Orange costs? 0.
For a parking permit?
Yes. For
Oh
your street.
man.
But you couldn't get a parking permit if you got a driveway and a garage.
Right.
We have a lot of cars.
Yeah.
Well,
So we are allowed to get a parking permit. Don't say that.
that's
So
Irvington.
don't
That's
Irvington, don't you
Irvington.
come here, Irvington. What's the law, Irvington?
Right.
I love our man. He's not gonna bother. We have a good
Right.
man. But let me tell the people how they can donate to your scholarship fund.
Well, it's going to be going through. Of course, we're sponsoring the scholarships. But we're going to go through the guidance counselors, the superintendent, so we can get it to the individual that's more needy, that needs it. Plus, they have great grades or ambition. So we're going to look over the application, but we're going to rely on the council, the counselors within the school to provide us. And we already started advertising.
Okay, so how can we donate money to it? Is it like a
Yes,
Cash App or some type of fund that people can send
Well,
money to?
yes. People over politics, you have
Okay.
it.
Okay,
People,
great.
you go to our
So make sure
website, it's
people-
already on our website.
Okay.
It's a great website. And of course, you can always donate to people over politics because it's going to a great cause.
Yes,
Always.
and it always goes to the.
Our
You
youth-
guys are
our youth is our
always in the
future.
community, so I
Yeah.
can attest to that.
Right.
You guys are always working hard, doing things, trying to assist people in any way that you can. You
Yes.
show up for us all the time, helping our seniors, and even with housing, just sending people. I get a lot of calls. Councilman Ross told me to call. They show up. So it's a great thing that you guys do. I'm proud of you, and I'm happy that you guys took the time to come
Could you
and
do me
be
a
on my
favor, though?
podcast. What is
Could you talk to my wife?
that?
We're out there all the time.
So beautiful.
You're never home. You're never home. You know what I mean? What about me? What about me?
I call her the silver fox. She is beautiful, first of
man.
all. Baby, he is in the community.
Yeah.
He is working hard. You would be very proud of him.
And
You got to
look,
bring her out with you one day. She's gonna be like, okay, you doing it.
Right.
So I heard with you one day. She's gonna be like, okay.
now listen to this. Yes, we do a lot, but we have council people that also do a lot. I want to give them their credit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We-
They show
we
up
have
for us as
Council
well.
President Wooten, she does a lot for. We all got special powers.
Mhm.
The thing that we like to do. Tensie Eason, she loves her ward. She does whatever. She fights hard for her ward. Kerry Coley loves the East Ward. He teams up with us. I think we infected him with the bug to help him. He's with us. Councilwoman Johnson, she really cares about kids and recreation, things of that nature, and she is very good. Councilwoman Hilbert, she got her, her special interest, the Girl Scouts, all of that stuff.
And like I said earlier, we all work together, okay?
Yes.
We work with the Housing Authority, we work with the Board of Ed, and that's what it's all about.
Right.
Collaborating and helping each other out, working together with
Yes,
each other. And that's
I
what
agree.
makes the city thrive and grow, okay? Instead of, well, y'all do this and y'all do this and y'all do that. Let's all work together to get it done.
Yes.
Okay? And it works better that way.
Yeah, we got to shout out to the mayor because
Absolutely.
he's coming, Mayor Dwayne Ward.
Absolutely.
He's going to be on my podcast as well.
He's a great man.
He agreed, so I'm putting it out here in the universe, Mayor. I'm waiting for you. He agreed to come and sit with me. He shows up for us all the time as well. So, we love the mayor. I don't live in the city of Orange. I work in the city of Orange, but I love the city.
Now, just to let you know, in 2024, we ran Ross, Councilwoman Wooten, and myself ran with the mayor, and we successfully. I was around him. This man works tirelessly. You can't even keep up with him, to be honest. He really loves the city of Orange. It's not a fake. I didn't know him as well until I ran with him. The man, he's just hyped at all times. He's everywhere.
Very energetic.
Great speaker. I could see him going higher if he wanted. So I like him. He's a great mayor. He's leading us in the right direction. I don't agree with everything. If I don't agree, I'm not going to vote for it. But I do agree what direction he's leading us toward.
He's moving Orange forward.
All right, so we moving forward. Move forward.
So, see, and one thing I want to tell you, this, if you ever want to get into politics, this is what you got to think about. You want to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. That's my whole goal. I don't want to be part of the problem.
Oh, yeah.
I want to be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
Any way I can do it to help the city move forward. The citizens voted me in. I got allegiance to the city, the citizens of Orange. We don't always see eye to eye, but we're trying our best to do the things that the people that voted us in. We're doing everything that we can for them. I know he does. That's all I do. I got people calling me now. They don't think I'm off.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys coming here.
Yes.
Conversation, enlightening. I'm glad to see that my daughter participated and learned some things and that you helped her before. I didn't even know that.
See that?
We're going to help her.
I kept
again.
looking at the. I just kept looking at that name like, I followed him. Like
Right.
I went to a job because of him.
Right.
And I got it. And thank you
Wow.
all.
Thank
It
you.
is very
I appreciate
appreciative.
that.
I like that.
See that?
Thank you.
Now Dawn owes me lunch because I'm doing a job.
Lunch on me. I'm gonna meet you guys at Bella's.
Bella.
I'm gonna meet you guys.
Shout out to Bella Italian.
Shout out to Bella Italian.
Okay.
Orange, New Jersey's finest Italian cuisine.
Yeah, you hear that, Bella? I gave you a shout out. You hear that? See, I'm grown.
Yes.
I love Bella's. They looked out for me. I recently ordered from them for the
Sound
job.
told.
We heard about that.
Yes, he sure did. So I appreciate Bella's. So we good now. We
Yes,
good.
yes.
And I love some Italian food, so
Yes.
I'm gonna cater here because we eat here. So if anybody looking to come to Poochie's place, we always have a meal. We're about to end this so that we could eat. Again, thank you guys for coming. I
Thank you so
truly
much.
appreciate it. This was a great conversation.
Definitely.
And anytime you want to come back, just let me know, and you can come back. Bring the whole People Over Politics team.
That would
Right.
be nice.
That would
Bring
be
them all
nice.
here,
Okay.
and let's talk
We
about
will.
it.
let's talk
All
about
right.
it.
All right,
Thank you.
guys, and we are out. We will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
See
I
ya.
appreciate that.
All right.
So what happened to the parking authority? Why you not there?